I'm Chris Wallace. I'm the lead investigator of the murder-homicide of jimBob Jackson, case number 6014. We found the body at 7:30 p.m. at the Houston Oaks Golf Course. It was the body of jimBob Jackson. Jacob will now tell you a little bit more.
We questioned 4 suspects: Mark Hibner, Meg Ballard, Annette Kelch, and Roxy Halakakis. We served search warrants on Miss Ballard, Miss Halakakis, and Miss Kelch. We found a lot of information that led us to believe it was Mrs. Kelch. Aaron's going to explain the sketch.
I'm Aaron Schaller. I was the first to arrive on the scene at the Houston Oaks Golf Course on the 10th hole. I immediately began to photograph the evidence, and after that I began my sketch of the crime scene. The sketch is to a scale of 4 centimeters equals 1 meter, meaning that the body is 2 centimeters from the edge of the flag stand here, which would mean that it was half a meter in actual away from there. And it's 4.8 centimeters from the tree, which means it's actually 1.2 centimeters from in actual measurements. The evidence is listed on the side from A to N. And that's all. Now to Crystal.
My name is Crystal Page, and I'm the DNA analyst. There was lots of blood evidence at the scene of the crime. We stringed the blood spatter located on the tree and determined that the altercation actually took place 3 to 4 feet away from the tree. We found blood on the ground, tree, victim, and hat, and all this blood, after sent to the DNA lab, was determined to have been the victim's, jimBob Jackson. We also found a broken putter, which had traces of blood evidence on them, and that was determined to have also been the victim's. We removed it from Ms. Halakakis' room during questioning, and she told us that it was given to her by Ms. Kelch. She broke it and needed it fixed. This links Ms. Kelch to the scene of the crime. We also found a glove, and the blood evidence on this was determined to have been both Ms. Kelch's and jimBob's. So, as for the bones we found located in the bunker, we determined that they were a male, 20 years and older, and it was sent to the DNA lab, and they determined it to have been Mr. Kana, who had been missing months before. And now to Pedro.
My name is Pedro Salcedo. I am the hair and fiber analysis for the Magnolia CSI unit. The hair located on jimBob Jackson's head at the scene of the crime matched the medulla and hair scale. It was specifically matched to a sample of hair taken from his couch.
We also found a grain fiber between the body of Mr. jimBob Jackson and the corner tree, and the chemical test and burn test confirmed this, that they were the same fiber and matched in color. We found that it matched to the green shirt that Ms. Kelch had claimed as her own that we received from Ms. Ballard. And on to Michael.
My name is Michael McKay, and I'm fingerprint analyst for CSI Magnolia. After weeks of investigation, our fingerprint testing is inconclusive. We follow procedure in our testing. We dress it with care. We cyanoacrylate fume when appropriate, and we need hydrant when needed. Our prints were developing, our cyanoacrylate fuming was inconclusive. We found prints off a golf ball box, but it didn't match anyone's prints who we served search warrants to. We tried to match minutia, but it didn't lead anywhere. Back to Chris.
Hi, again, I'm Chris, lead investigator. From all of the evidence collected, as mentioned earlier, the golf club that we know is Ms. Kelch's, as we have heard from Ms. Halakakis when questioning, also from Ms. Kelch, we found jimBob Jackson's blood on it, defining it as the murder weapon. It was also the green shirt, which not only matched the fiber found at the crime scene, but it also had traces of jimBob Jackson's blood on it, which is also Ms. Kelch, as we have when we questioned her. She claimed it was hers. We found the green shirt stuffed under a desk in Ms. Ballard's office. Ms. Kelch said that she needed Ms. Ballard to find a tailor to tailor it for her, and the golf club we found in Ms. Halakakis' office, probably having Ms. Kelch take the suspicion off of her. With the glove, we found a rip in the palm of the hand with Jackson's and Kelch's blood, determining that there was a struggle due to the fact that jimBob Jackson also had a broken finger. The injuries also showed that jimBob Jackson had a right broken femur and had been hit in the head with an object matching that of the golf club on the right side of his head. We also determined that due to Mr. Jackson's flirtatiousness, Ms. Kelch decided to use that to her advantage, even though she was married and also Mr. Jackson was married. Ms. Kelch would like to secretly quit work, as she concluded, to become a professional golfer. And in order to be a professional golfer, she needed sponsors. And to get her sponsors, she decided to go to Mr. Jackson, so she used the flirtatious technique. When that went to waste and Mr. Jackson denied her, she got very angry that all her advances went nowhere. So she decided to murder him. We've concluded this by when we questioned her the first time, she was very hostile, just due to the fact that all we were doing was questioning her. So it shows that she has possible anger issues. When questioning Halakakis, she claimed she left at 3:30, left the rest of the group. When questioning Ms. Ballard, she said she left in the evening, leaving Ms. Manning, Ms. Kelch, Mr. Jackson, and Mr. Hibner playing golf, but claimed that Ms. Manning was there to watch the sunset due to the fact that she is a nature-loving person. But when we questioned Mr. Hibner, he claimed that he left the golf course not knowing who was with Mr. Jackson, but knew that Mr. Jackson was still playing, therefore leaving Ms. Kelch and Mr. Jackson alone. When investigating the crime scene of case number 6014, we found a femur, a pelvis, and a humerus in the bunker. We later discovered that it was that of Mr. Khanna. When questioning Ms. Kelch about Mr. Khanna, several times she said she knew he worked with the school district but didn't know much about him. When asked again, she said that he was a self-righteous man, chauvinist pig. Apparently he was very flirtatious, just as Mr. Jackson was, and she said that he made advances on her, but it never worked, because as soon as he saw a pretty girl, he started flirting with her. So there may have been some kind of relationship between Ms. Kelch and Mr. Khanna that was not said, and it just got to the point of a lot of problems leading Ms. Kelch to murder Mr. Khanna.